He gone? Bang, there it is. Sweet. What's up, everybody? Nice little group here. Christian, Sebastian, Pucks, Beats, Skater, Die, Larry, Molten, BP. Good to see everybody. Obviously, Toe running the show behind the scenes. I think this week, like I mentioned before, for anybody just joining, spot of the tree we don't really work on as much. We've been all over the place, but we want to make sure we have a nice sound strategy and then a nice well-rounded game. So working on some early position open here. Here we go. Nope. EP open, under the gun +1, where we have a pretty strong range. And then we're getting flatted by the widest range out that we can face on the button outside of the blinds, right? So kind of working on that spot, seeing how much we get to c-bet, seeing if we're c-betting too wide, too little, training that spot. I'll be calling on you guys. And then obviously the last half an hour of the session, working on some more bubble ICM type work, pre-flop, which is always relevant. So cool. We're gonna set it up here. Practice. Trainer. I was working on this before. So this is what it looks like. We're opening under the gun +1, and we're flatted by the button in the cutoff. We'll look at some of the reports to give you guys an idea of what the whole range looks like across all flops, and then we'll train it, and I'll call on you guys. I think that'll be a fun way to do it. And then the stack depths are 20 to 40 big blinds. So you guys can see it. Or 25. Yeah, let's just go 25 to 40 for now. I think this is good. And then start. And before we even look at a hand, here we go. Before we even look at a hand, I think this is where the meat of it is right here, right? This is the report of our entire range. So if you're not familiar with looking at this, ace high flops down here at the bottom, starting from left to right. These are the low boards and the ace high boards. You probably see people c-betting a little bit too much. Look at our ace king X. Not a lot. And this is the cutoff flat. We will be c-betting a little bit more when the button flats in this spot. Ace high boards, not great. Just do a quick overview and then we'll kind of do it in practice. No big betting really. Some 55, excuse me. But no 83, no overbets or anything like that. Your best boards are generally, when flatted, these king high boards. And that's going to be fairly consistent throughout. Jack high board's not great. Overall, you're checking more than you're betting. But when we look at these spots, we will find spots where we need to be betting certain portions of our range pretty heavily. So I think that's where we'll start working, and you'll find some things we can do, bet for protection in game versus population. Cool. Let's go ahead and practice a few spots. All right. I do think getting into practical usage and practicing, talking through your thoughts is the best application. So, who do we have here? Well. Sebastian's here. What's up, Sebastian? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Welcome, sir. We're just going to work on this spot. I'll ask you you'll play 3 hands here. I'll ask you a few questions about the spots, and
Okay.
you can just let me know how you would approach it. So, would you be c-betting in this spot, and if so, what size?
Uh, well, I probably would be c-betting like 33%.
And okay, so are you c-betting all of your ace X? So if you open like ace 5 suited, ace 4 suited, are you betting those as well?
Uh, Probably, but I wouldn't open them from under the gun one.
Okay. And that's another thing we can work on and talk about, ace four, ace five suited or 100% opens from this spot, and that's something we need to make sure even in our opening range. One thing we work on looking at our opening range here as well. So go here. I mean, you're opening ace three suited at full frequency, right? And if you are opening, look, it wants you to be mixing check a lot here as well on this board. And we're checking overall 72%. You're only betting 25%, and that's pretty much the top of your range. And the gut shots that block the top of his range. Right? Pretty
Oh,
comfortably in your two pair. Also mixing with some of these under pair, unblocking some of the other portions of his range you can fold. But if you can comfortably get in this spot and like, I can bet these ace kings and ace queens and get value from his ace 10, ace jack flats, great. And then when you have these, you have gut shots to the nuts and you unblock stuff that could just fold out as well and apply pressure on future streets. So, yeah, so we need to be opening here, my friend, as well with these combos.
I see.
So we're gonna play it as if you're in game and you're playing here. So you said we would bet here, and it's not horrible, right? You're not losing a ton of EV by betting here, but the overwhelming thing we want to do here is check a lot, right? We just take it down, and you hit a river to five, little bit protection. All right, another one. We just saw something like this, but this time it's a button flat range. And we'll look at the difference, but first I want you to just go ahead and play this hand naturally.
Well, since we checked last time, I didn't. I was multi-tabling uh, as well, so I didn't see the range. But probably just since we checked the last time, we should check this one.
Okay, so what are you doing with ace jack and ace king?
Uh, Probably. Yeah, that's the thing, because I would be worrying about him having a flush draw. So, but I would be probably just maybe check raising if he bets.
Okay, so checking, but check raising, which I don't think the EV would be terrible. Let me see who else is here. Beats.
Yeah.
Betting ace jack, ace king in this spot with or without a spade.
Um, but yeah, like I said, this one's kind of interesting because their VPIP range is almost the same as our opening range. But ace jack, ace king, probably leading that.
Okay.
Ace 10 here. With a spade, I almost want to lead it a little bit more, but I think it's probably going to be more check.
Okay. How about king, jack, king 10?
King jack, king 10. Um, Probably about the same as this.
So we want to find, here we go. We'll just look at it. There it is. So I'm trying to lead you guys to being able to see, like in these spots when we're blocking portions of the top of their range. Of course, the button range has ace queen as a flat, like ace queen's flatting on the button. It shows ace king. Ain't nobody in your game's flat no ace king here. It's just not happening. People mostly aren't flatting ace queen suited ever either. A handful of tricky players or tighter players will. And even ace queen isn't going to be their full frequency. So in your micro stakes games, unless you get a guy with just a very hot, they never three bet type guy, you can be pretty comfortable just betting the ace king, ace jack, and using these type of combos as bets. Too much of the population just has this stuff. Just get it out. Get value from worse ace-x in the range. So yeah, beats. I think maybe finding more bets in that spot, right? When you see it there.
Yeah, I think I
Versus
had it
this.
reversed. I had probably my check and the frequencies reversed.
Yep, and one thing we didn't look at here really quick, I apologize, is like the difference. So last time, the last report that you looked at was 25 big blinds under the gun +1 to a cutoff flat. Okay. And it was 64% betting, checking 64%. Now we're at 40 versus under the gun versus button. The big difference, 50-50, a lot more betting. A lot more betting. King high boards. Okay. If you're just looking for one takeaway today, king high paired boards, that's a lot. And then king queen X rainbow boards, you're going to be betting significantly more. Well, not significantly more, but you're going to be betting rainbow boards more than two-tone. And we can look at these little things by doing this. Rainbow. 60% you're betting, right? That's pretty heavy. Look at this shit, right? Ace high. Now we remove that filter, go here, and we go to flush draw. Look at the difference. It's massive. 12% in this spot, the difference between checking and betting on two-tone and rainbow. So don't autopilot in these spots and be aware, right? A lot of this range calling here is going to be some stronger suited hands, suited Broadway, suited connectors, suited aces. So you don't want to put yourself in hell versus that range. How about paired boards, right? You do get some bigger betting here on a mid and low, but you could also just, if you're unsure, you could just mix EV and the EV is just going to be reasonable for just going small. But it's another 60-40 spot. So, all right, back to work. I think that covered all the spots for the most part. So Sebastian said he would check here, and look, better already. Now that you've checked, what would you do? Camera's all messed up.
Did he check back?
Yes.
Uh,
Oh well, GG.
I'll probably put in a little bigger bet, maybe like 55%.
Okay. Beats 55%. What would you do here?
I mean, I'm definitely not going to miss my bet, and I think 55 is probably good. No.
Nope. Do you get two streets or one street of value? Is it a better bluff catcher or two streets?
It's probably one street.
Just so you get a better idea in this spot, since you both wanted to just fire, you have better in your polar. I did this on stream and somebody lost their mind. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. So yeah, you just go polar here, right? Kind of like in cash game, the old cash game streets beats.
Yeah.
So we went 55. It's kind of a thing. Let's see what the solver likes to do to us when we do these things. Just fold because he has nothing. I just wanted him to just raise or something. All right. Last one, Sebastian, before we call on someone else, and we'll just get reps at this spot. I'll call on you guys, make sure you're aware, and we all just pick up little things. Would you be c-betting here? or no?
I wouldn't be c-betting here. I think I would just give up, but maybe that's not a good idea.
I mean, intuitively, it just sounds fine, right? Another question. What percentage of your range that you've opened do you think you're c-betting here?
Oh, that's a good question. Um, well, on like monotone boards, maybe 25%.
25%. And what are you going to use? The hands that need protection in the ace and king of spades?
Yeah, probably something like that.
Okay. Obviously mixing a little bit more than I thought, but let's see overall. Can bet a lot. It's just mixing small bet a lot. This is definitely not a strategy that I'm great at. It feels like you're just in no man's land a good bit, but stabbing just for small can't be horrible. Maybe just folding out their underpair, their hands without a spade. Folding out ace nine of hearts and shit, right? But just going small in some of these hands. But most of the range preferring to bet or check overall. Giving up?
Yeah. I think I would in game, I would give up.
Yeah, it's just 100% give up. Nope. Cool. Thank you, Sebastian. I appreciate you getting in here and giving us a nice little three-piece nugget. That was good.
No problem.
Uh, gonna call on a few more people, try to keep it moving and get everybody some reps so we can stay sharp. Nito, who we got here? Molten Ashers. What's up, Molten?
What up? How's it
How you
going?
do how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Good, man. Um, how much are you c betting here? I know you c bet these spots 100%.
I don't see about this so much at all. Six
I'm
five
kidding.
four. Okay, I think this is maybe like a 25%, if that, C bet in terms of our entire range.
Okay.
This hand with the backdoors can I think can go either way, but I think checking's much safer here. Like I'm more confident that checking can't be bad.
I mean, yeah, personally, in game, I would just actually never, ever, ever c bet this. And maybe I'm sure the solver may just mix in something like because it's nasty
Yeah.
and just can fold out some ace highs and it's good enough to just barrel in good spots. Um, but I would just be checking every time. Yeah, mostly check. And looking at your c betting range, you're asking yourself, what am I doing with sevens and eights? Nines need protection. Nope. I don't even know. Like trying to remember you're gonna use queen eight in a spot like this. My brain wouldn't. 7-8.
Oh,
The
the nuts.
nuts. If you're c betting here, somebody you have the nuts, right? Oh yeah, that's great. Let's see if he turns some equity. Nope.
Yeah, no, I'm still checking here. I don't think I want. Still think cutoff has probably more 8x than we do, and 3x.
It does mix a little bit. You can be savage. Set Habs might have found some of this, but I'm not. Yeah. Well, are you at a low enough point in your range you want to turn this into a bluff in this kind of situation? Or do you just take it and at a position, has too many calling hands. How do you feel about this spot?
I think we have lower than our range. I think we have 10-9 suited,
Yep.
Jack, or Jack, like Jack 9 suited, Jack 10 suited. Yeah, I would still bluff
No.
with Jack highs, but I think Queen highs are just a little high enough, so I'd
Because that's
probably
what
just
we'd be
check
trying to
for about,
fold. We'd be trying to fold out some of the king queen high stuff, right? And you probably want to use
yeah,
your 9-10s.
exactly. Oh, wow.
Nope. I asked myself that question as well and find like I do what you just did. It can be a leak of mine in this spot as well. Like I do think like if I have the pips slightly looser, but at the same time, another question we ask ourselves here, Molten, is can we win?
No,
Can,
we cannot.
can you win? I think that needs to be the first question in some of these situations, and especially in our games when people are truly capped, right? The solver is going to be more balanced. These ranges in our games are going to be capped, right? Way more than the solvers are, and we'll just overfold. So we need to be more vigilant about finding this bluff.
He's going to anything worse than this, and anything we beat, he's probably going to bet at some point, right? Because there's just one open call,
Check,
check,
check.
check, check. Right. So if he's got like Jack 10 with a spade or like 10-9, he doesn't have any showdown. So he's probably going to bet that at some point and check back a lot of ace X, king X hands that we can probably get folds here from.
Yep. And I think that's going to be even more true in game B money. Agree? Like I think people are going to
I actually think solver, if we bet, I think solver will like call with ace high a lot here, but in game, I don't think we're gonna get a lot of
ace 10's folding in game.
right, yeah.
But we block ace 10. So ace 9, ace jack's gone. You think ace jack folds here? I mean, yeah, the solver probably doesn't.
I think population is gonna fold a lot. Not everybody's gonna fold, but I think population will a lot more than the solver will.
The size is 150% as well. Let's see where we lose to. We get wrecked or no? Does he go polar? Ah, the hand you can make fold. The actual needle. And then on river. Wow. Oh, this is us. This is our range. Yikes.
Just
do your thing. You're not gonna turn an ace high really into a bluff. That's not true. That's a pair. That's a shred. That's a block bet. Ace 9 has showdown. Ace 10 has showdown. Yeah, you're going ape shit.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Oh, sorry.
I don't understand the ace 8 suited because it's like
it's spades. That's the shred.
But I mean, why are we checking that when we're just leading for 150% all of our other eights, basically? Because the ace doesn't matter. I mean, other than we're blocking some aces, I guess.
I mean, I guess having some eights in your check back range and unblocking portions of his range to need to bluff. Because if you look at his range, if we do check, I mean, he's got to turn a lot more shit into bluffs.
I feel like we see that sometimes with these combo. I feel like that's a heuristic where like we've seen with when you have a hand like this where the ace kicker for some reason is like the island that checks in these weird situations for whatever.
Probably just because we are blocking his ace, any aces he has. So, but I mean, we're just going with it if he does anything. So.
But yeah, I mean, another thing here. I'm sorry. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just find that kind of odd that it's like King 8 and 10-8 are pure.
But brother, like I think we're looking at it like the way I see this is like even if you decided to bet, it's not a fucking mistake. Like you don't need to try to remember exactly this. When we get so deep into the matrix here and you get to that next level where we can find these little minute things, if you fucking bet it in game, bro, you're fine. Like it's not a mistake. It's not a blunder. It's printing. It's fine. You know, that's the way I see it. Like, if you can't, you're not gonna be able to find it, and it's not a blunder make losing money. I mean, the rest of this makes me sad because looking at this King 10 and this King Jack and needing to bluff it with the King of Spades, yeah, I would miss these and be finding this all the time, finding these all the time, right? Jack 10 would be a mandatory. So that's a good hand. Keep it going.
I think with an 8 ace, look, we have marginal showdown, just check this.
What do you think on Jack X boards overall versus cutoff? How much do you think we're checking percentage wise?
Undergun versus cutoff, I would say maybe, how much we're checking?
Yes,
I think
sir.
we check like 65% of the time. around
Very
there.
good. Very good. I like that number a lot. And when you do decide to bet this board, although checking is going to be preferable, what do you like betting?
So I like
You
betting.
can, go ahead.
I like betting just strong value. Like aces, kings, queens, ace jack,
Yep.
and
And
just
okay.
and our best bluffs, for example. A lot of spades, a lot of like 10-9 of hearts. I think it's a good bet.
What are you doing with ace deuce, ace three, ace four of hearts?
Betting those.
Okay. Okay. Let's see how I did. Checking 60%, 5% off, man. That's not horrible. Betting range. You have your ace jack, strong value. The king jack's betting a little bit more. Queen, we can look at the percentages here to make it easier for you guys. So if I hover, you can see 40%. Interestingly enough, king jack a little bit more, and then obviously our overpairs are happy to bet, but also happy to check. King queen with the spade. You know why? Of course, we're blocking his best top pairs, and we have two overs. Apply some
Yeah.
pressure to the under pair. Fold out some ace high. Have double barrel candidates. Ace 10 with the spade. I think this one is missed. Have always missed.
Yeah, I miss it.
Queen 10s. Yeah,
Two.
me too. And I think this is why we do this today, because reviewing some of my hands, I'm like, you can default check, and you could see here from an EV's perspective, and it's easy to do. And it can be a habit that's kind of bad over the long run if you don't mix enough in these spots, in my opinion. Just autopilot check it every time. Look at the EV. It's fine. But I think diversifying and having some bets in this spot will be good for your game as well.
Especially against some opponents, like you can exploit.
Yeah, you can exploit the guys that just overfold, that don't play well enough, and keep yourself out of spots where you just end up check and folding, or you can't really call the C bet with the ace 10, but they would fold. Pocket fives here. Whereas when you check and they bet small in the backseat a lot, you just get put in a weird ass spot. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. Being a little bit more dynamic. People can't read you as easy, or just have a note in you says checks 100% of the time out of position. Keep them guessing.
Just call.
Yeah, we're just never ever doing anything else with the second pair. You don't want to mess around here.
Check.
Yeah, I should have just snap checked for you. Fun times. Getting a showdown or blocking?
Let's see. Can we get value? Enough value. Let's see. Okay, I think he's betting enough. I think he's betting enough, like 9-7 on the flop. Oh no, that probably doesn't mean flat. But he still probably has like 9-8 suited.
So you're
I'm
gonna
I'm
target
convinced,
that?
I'm kind of torn between check folding or like block folding. I'll check here. Blocking might be fine, but
I wasn't even gonna let you get. As soon as you say I check here, I was like, no, don't. Yes, stop,
Yeah.
stop fighting yourself. Just snap check. You ain't getting caught by enough worse. And he has some bluffs. Certainly unblocking spades, and stuff here. So you bluff catching or not?
Okay. Sorry, let me think about this a little bit more.
You got a global time bank as well, sir.
All right. This feels like a good bluff catcher. I don't think he's bluffing many king X for as bluffs. I think he's betting worse. So we don't block bluffs at all. Yeah, I'll call this. I'll call this. In game I might fold, but
0, and it's fine. I do not hate a call in a spot. Set. Yeah, I
surprised that
mean,
check's
it feels
there.
like I'm not like I feel like maybe the button has more suited 9x that show up here that may need to find bluffs, right? The ace nines, the king nines, the queen tens. There's enough missed spade combos, but he also just has like ace five of spades, stuff like
Yeah.
that. Let's see as well. Top pair. Yeah, you have all the top pair that you just can't fold. Ace eight. Ace eight's in there. So I don't distinguish these two being too much different in this spot, right? Because I don't feel like he's value betting an ace eight or too much ace X, but
Seeing this range, I think I just
block.
block too much with Jack X. Because that would my default would be
Well, here's your range. Wait a minute, that's the calling range under the gun. You should be blocking with Jack X.
oh okay.
So you're not
So
making a
just to
mistake.
range it.
Yeah, you're doing good. It makes a lot of sense, right? I mean, it's just going ham with blocking a ton here with all the Jack X. So very good. All right. I'm sorry, go ahead, buddy.
No, go. It's good. I was just saying that blocking Jack X makes if we check here, makes our checking calling range puts us in a lot of weird spots.
Super weird. All right, you get the goods for the last one.
I actually think this one we probably bet quite a bit. Actually no, never mind. I think betting still flats, fours and deuces. But this hand will bet. We have backdoors, ace queen. Can't be bad. Let's go like 33%.
Go 33%, targeting the worst queen X, all the underpair that need to call on a board, this dry, the overpairs to the four that need to defend, all the gut shots that need to call, and we start the process of stacking a worst queen X. Let me see who else is in here. Dan, are you c-betting this? Dan the man in there. You lurking?
I'm just lurking. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How you doing, buddy?
Good man, how are you?
Good, good. Are you c-betting this like full frequency? Are you mixing check here? We can specifically with this hand.
I think I would see that most of the time. If you got backdoor straight,
Yep.
obviously top pair. Yeah, so I'd probably do a small see that.
How about your hands like King 10, King Jack, with the backdoor flush draws? Are you going to be betting those mostly as well?
I do bet quite a lot on the on flush draws and straight draws, maybe too much sometimes.
Okay. Let's check it out for all the bet army out there and see if you want to be c-betting this board every time with your ace queen. And the answer is sure, why not? But it is also sure if you can check. Printing a bit more EV to bet. Bet army good.
That's good to know.
And I think in your games it's gonna be completely fine, man. I mix check here a bit too much. It doesn't need a lot of protection, and we can go bet. People bluff in the back seat. So I think there will be opponents that I want you to distinguish that, hey, this guy's kind of aggressive when people show passive, especially in a micro stakes, man. People are just playing blind aggression if you give them the opportunity, and they will punt. So not playing like a robot always, and knowing that if you do check, it's not a mistake, but you can also bet a lot and it's reasonable as well. So these are the kind of spots in the tree I want you to kind of be a poker player, right? Sometimes it's going to be way better to bet, and some of these guys are going to be punters and like to just go bet, bet, bet when you check, thinking you're capped. So we do bet, and we were going 33 Molten.
Yes, 33.
I mean, yeah, you could see it there. Printing the EV, but we also see it. Checking is pretty good as well. What size?
I think we just go. I think we just go bet, bet, bet.
Which geometric?
I'm trying to think what geo is. Yeah, 6. I think I like 55s and jam rivers.
55 in Jam River. Where's the chat at? Oh, there it is. 1 second.
Yeah, 9.2 just seems too big.
Another thing about the 9.2, do you think it over condenses his range, gets him to fold out a few too many hands here
Yes.
as well? It does
Oh,
not.
it does not.
Nope. 9.2 is Geo. Joey comes in like a boss. Geo is like 60. Because if we go 6, 17, yep, it does it. It leaves too much in the pot. There's like 1.1, or no, there's like
No.
0.9 in the pot. Here it
If you go
is.
55,
Yeah, so like it wants you to have a shallower SPR.
that's whatever. How much king X does he have though? The only king X he has really is like king queen.
I love how the poker gods do this. This is great. You jamming
The thing
into
is,
this?
the thing is, jamming just seems way too thin.
Do you
I'll
get
probably
called
just
by
check.
worse?
No, just check. Yeah.
Joey, are you jamming? Joey, I'm sorry, go ahead, bot.
Out of position? No.
Checking and calling?
Let me see if I can size up. I can't even see the sizes. Let me. All right. 1136.
A nasty ass 11% and call. Kind of like the beat says 36%. Beep beep. What the
Yeah,
hell?
I'll go 11.
He is doing it 11%. All right, so go ahead, Molten.
I said check.
Yeah, I
It feels
know,
like if you
yeah,
go
yeah.
11 here, it just our range is like shown as like marginal made. Wow,
Beat
36.
says I love the 36.
Yeah.
God damn it, he's a monster. Printing a full big more than the masses. He's out there running these in the background at the same time. Well done.
I almost went with him.
Check, check, and it's just 9s anyway. Is it worth spending the time and yeah, let's just quickly look at the river. I'm gonna get a few more hands in, and then we spend half an hour, 40 minutes on pre-flop work as well. So here's the river action for us. Whoa. Never checking.
Virtually never shoving too, which is
Never checking and no shoving.
Except unless you have aces or kings.
Unless you have aces or kings. Even kings, like, yeah, kings are just jamming. 100%. Damn, bros.
Yeah, I think a lot of other cards we follow through and jam. But I
God,
think
you're nasty to just go fucking 36 on this river. Oh, you're a beast.
I mean, I've just seen that a lot when you're out of position,
Yep.
and you've gone bet, and they don't really have anything. I mean, it's just like you have to bet something because you're not targeting a king, you're not really targeting a queen, you're targeting a 7 more than anything, or kind of like an under pair to the queen.
Yep. You're
And
targeting their range
so,
and staying uncapped,
yeah,
right?
so you got to go small in order to get them to call.
Yeah. Because you have like all these other portions of your range you're going to do that with that are value as well. So you can't be exploited because your range is uncapped. And you went bet. It's really fucking hard. It's
Yeah,
really,
and
it's
then with
really
your
nice.
second pair like that, it's, I mean, top pair, you're just going to go the, 36% pure. But your second pair where you're like
There's some 11s.
below the king, you're going to just go, that's your 11%.
Yep. Yeah, you see the queen here, the jacks and tens.
Because you can get beat by other queens, but with the ace queen, you can't, you don't lose to another queen. So
Yep. You get
you
value
just
from
go
the
a little
queen
bit
10,
more.
queen jack as well.
Yeah.
Maybe even jacks and tens shrug sometimes, maybe. Sweet. Let's move on to someone else, and then just looking at the time here, seeing how much time we have, and maybe get to some post-flop stuff as well. Who do I want to call on? Who? Drugs. You got a mic today, brother? You want to get in here and do a few? Stop hiding. Act like you're busy. I dare you. You ain't got no job. No, I'm kidding. Let me see. Kristen, few hands
Yes,
OPP. Let's do it.
all right.
Yep.
Would I check or bet, you're saying? Or
Yes.
okay. Because we have the backdoor flush draw, and I think I would bet. I would bet kind of small. I'd say I'd go 1.4, the 20%.
Just going small using the 20% sizing. Look, I'm proud of you. We're not just going half pot in these spots now.
Yeah.
We've got an actual size
I've literally
improvement
gotten half
already.
pot out of my system, I think.
I mean, it's applicable like in a 3-bet pot sometimes when we're deeper SPR. And there's spots for it, but I don't, but at the
Right.
same time, let's see. Paired boards, we did see we were betting pretty frequently, maybe 60% of the time, 65 on paired boards. But when we looked, it was versus the button. I think the higher paired boards are betting much more often than the lower paired boards.
Okay.
And this one may be mixing, but at the same time, it's probably reasonable to just bet. And it wants you to go big. And
Bigger.
right when
Okay.
we're having our conversation about not using the big bet, boom, big bet. 50%. Sheesh.
Is that because we would have more jacks potentially than the cutoff flat? Like, would they have a wide
They should be 3-betting some in the
betting?
cutoff. Like don't have Jack 8, the Jack 10, no Queen Jack, but they have Ace Jack these, but that's about it, right? King Jack, they have King Jack some as well.
But they would usually 3-bet potentially.
We look at the overall. No, they just have those. Here's their range pre-flop. The
Okay.
cutoffs range pre-flop. So no Queen Jack. They have jacks mixing, right? 37% of the time. So quads. These are full frequency calls.
Okay.
Important to see from the cutoff. They have ace jack mixing, king jack, mostly calling mostly. I think a lot of people miss this flat.
Yeah.
So I think it's more they have the other stuff we can fold out, and our range is just going to be fairly strong on this board as well.
Right. Cool.
Here's our range. And it is applying a lot of pressure. And look how often it's checking. Let's take another look at the. This is a deeper SPR. Maybe we looked at it at 25 before, where we were using that smaller bet size. Here's the reports. Is that turn? No, here we go. Pair boards. Yep. So we get some of these smaller bets. And it's not even bad here in Jack High, right? It's just the EV of you going small isn't a mistake. It just prefers the bigger ones there. And then the smaller, kind of the ace high. But look, overall, it's mixing big at this stack depth a lot. Like these two sizes. Like, look at the difference.
Right.
Not as much on ace and king high, ace high, but king high and lower, yeah. Pretty interesting. And don't beat yourself up about not knowing all this. There's a shitload. And if you just do this, like look at the difference between your expected value.
Right. Not a lot at
It's
all.
not horrible. You're just gonna get yourself in different kind of spots, right? The solver will have a hard time playing. Cool.
Right.
Now that you've bet and been called, giving up or betting again?
Honestly, in game, I'd check. I want to say I'd just keep applying pressure, but I would check.
I would check as well a lot. I wouldn't be certain, and I think people in game will have too tight of a range here, and this card wouldn't be a real deterrent to a lot. We would be folding out under pair by double barreling a lot. People will float king queens with backdoors.
Right.
Queen 10, right? Ace 10. So when we go that small, we've effectively kept in like damn near their entire range.
Right. It's just like checking. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why this hand isn't good enough to do anything. So that's probably why it wants to bet, right?
And just blast them off immediately. So
Yeah, like it did.
anything else?
Yeah, it didn't actually fold out all this stuff. Watch. Go here. On a turn. Yeah, it's still deciding to bluff a lot. And that is because when we go 1.4 here, like never folding. Look at every ace 10. Back ace 10 off. Never gets the fold. 0 pairs. Nothing. Maybe some of this. Even ace 4 is just floating. So yeah, if we use the small bet strategy, we have to be aware, like, okay, he has so much shit in his range still. Let's continue to represent. Actually turn our hand into a bluff here.
So sixes, if we go 55% on the flop, is that making some of like sevens and sixes and that indifferent?
Yep. Even from an EV standpoint, how's the EV on calling?
Yeah, so those are all
like these,
so that's
like
why.
this is printing. Like this is indifference. It's showing, but it's kind of mixing folds. 0.8, 0.1, like
yeah.
But I mean, sevens is even in game
sevens
it feels
you're
weird, doesn't it? You're in there, and then people in real life are gonna overcheck. It does, but with sevens and things like this, people you're gonna be in position, and people are going to give up a little bit more when you've called the big bet, right? They're just not gonna barrel as much as they should. Here's versus 55. And then you want to have something like a blank in there, right? And look at your strategy versus that. Look how less frequently you're betting. When you go 25%, you bet so much more.
When it's 20%. Put it back to the 6 of spades so that it connects with the and
there.
Okay, so we're still
betting a little bit less. All right, sorry, we got nerded out a little bit. Whoa! I mean, yeah, you said fold here, but Did not see the cheeky little check raise. And this is all a function of their range still being extraordinarily wide.
Okay.
These are the minute little things that personally, I mean, it's really hard to find and do these things in games where population just doesn't play like the solver here.
Yeah.
That's a check raise nobody finds. Yeah, exactly, Pox. This is a function of you understanding the game tree well enough that when you go small, they have their entire range there, and then you're just playing like a boss. This just looks so tough and nasty, and you understand they still have hands like king, queen, all kind of bluffs, and they're super wide. This is beautiful. Only person I could see through this check raise is Set. Yep, Set Habs would have found this.
Hmm.
Yep, there. There it is. Poker's beautiful. All right, let's do another one. Ace 10 probably does it too. Nice. King's here, Kristen. You're good.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna lead. Uh I would say I want to keep him in because I have the spade blocker. So I don't want to go big.
Okay.
I'd say, but we want to build the pot because we have a super good hand, so 33%.
33.
No, maybe more.
Yeah, that more. Yeah, we want to
Okay.
go. Do we want to go bigger on a board like this? Is the continue rate, or do we want to use the small bet? B money. What do you think? I know you're already four tabling.
Just one tabling.
Oh, okay.
You can probably bet 55 here.
B55. Okay. I like. I think I like. I think I like. Would you ever check? Be honest.
Yeah, I probably overcheck these two-tone boards because you don't really need a lot of protection. So my guess is
Yeah.
this is just gonna like mix a lot, and we're not super deep. But I think it's good. I think we can go bet. I think check, bet small, and bet 55 are all gonna be in there.
And this is why we do today's session. Because I think it could be a default and something I found over time. I could just default check these spots. I think population can be a little bit too aggressive versus check, and you have like a Pico top hands, and then they can overfold to your C bet. But is this a board in a situation where we should just overwhelmingly be betting with the hand this good, getting value from Jack X, 10X hands he needs to continue with? All of the above.
Yeah.
And this is why, like, we do this spot. Like, I know myself, I over default check. And I like way, like too much. But I do think there's 60% of the time you're betting. You see the check being the best option here, but 60% of the time you're mixing bet.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
That's good
Like,
to
it's not
see.
bad.
Yeah. Because like when I'm going through this training, if there's the double check, I'm like, oh, that's the right answer. But
It's
to
just
be
randomized.
right, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's the RNG for this spot. 83C, 83 seems excessive. What are you saying? Oh, 8.3 percent.
83% seems excessive. So the 5.55 bet with kings, it just feels like 85 should be the top of our betting.
Check this out. There's your strategy. You're checking 40, but poker's fun
Wow.
and hard.
Ace jack suited just open rip.
Equities are gonna shift. If you see bet and they call and it's anything on the turn, it could just feel so bad on so many turns.
Ace queen suited open rip without the non-spades.
Are the
try
ace
this in
jack
turn.
suit derived?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's diamonds and clubs.
Beats do it without. Well, yeah, you could just
Yeah,
I think
because
it's
needs the
a
most
spade,
protection.
heart, diamond, club.
I think
across.
the betting frequency would go up if we were deeper stacked. I think it's just a function of
Yeah.
just we don't need to do a lot to get it in, so we can check a lot more. But if we were like 40 effective, that's just not betting.
So most of our checking with kings is when we have a spade.
Yep, needs a little less protection.
Less protection, yeah.
And then when you don't have a spade, guess what? The
Just
best
Go
betting
ham.
ham.
Mhm.
Bet 125 is the highest EV bet, huh? Is
Yeah,
that
when
what
you
it?
have
No. Bet
diamond.
83. Bet 83 is the highest EV bet. Bomb it.
Yeah.
55 plus. That's what you need to know.
Hmm.
Sorry. These are good spots to look at, especially these type of boards, right? This is I see you ace nine, but I don't feel you. You understand? I see you, but I don't feel it. Cool. Ace, queen with the spade, and without
Ace
Flop
three of
heart.
hearts
Flop
going
heart.
83%.
All right, we're getting caught. We're getting lost again in this.
Yeah.
So we bet 33. No, we bet 55. No, what did you bet?
I was saying 33, but I think it more liked a check, yeah.
Yep, yeah, but it's not bad, right? Let's see what happens to us when we bet 33 on the turn. Ace. Not bad. We double barreling.
I would. Yeah. I would get bigger now. I would go either 83 or 55. But when you're in my because you're in my mind now with the 50, I would go 83.
Well, 55 is not bad. We start thinking about what's
Yeah. Now it's a good.
geometric, what's best. Are we like what's best? Is it best to get the money and is it best to go 83? Beat says jam. You don't want to use this bet size anymore, but it's not always bad in all spots.
Yeah. Right. I just can't
I don't want
autopilot
to create
it.
a mistake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't think we jam with cutoff having 8-9, Molten says. Molten's going 53. So Kristen's initial thought was 83 and 55, both good.
Cool.
And guess how much jamming we do here? 0 beats. Clean it up. Let's do one more hand.
Oh, I would definitely bet like because we're everything the 9 is wrapped around everything on the board and it's
Okay.
in rainbow. We don't have the one of them, so we don't have any backdoors, so we'd want to polarize, like, I guess, right? Do either the nutted or the ones we just want to win right now. So a little bit bigger, I'd
Okay.
say. I would do 50 or I would do 83 to get him out right now because it's a scale.
Nothing wrong. You're allowed to still use the 55. It's gonna be a reasonable bet at these at some of these spots. Like I just don't want it over done. And a lot of those spots when you're going 55, you were in position versus the blinds as well. Like I think
Right.
55 in some of these situations where you're out of position versus the button. As an overall strategy is going to be something you can use. So I really don't want to mess your game up and like have you never using it, especially out of position.
Right.
It's more
Yeah.
when you're in position versus the BB and stuff like that, where you can mostly just go small or a bit bigger.
Okay.
In this spot, I know some of our 10x boards we do get to mix bet in reasonable amount versus button flat. But and this one has a gut shot, so I guess it wouldn't be horrendous. This board overall feels pretty interesting and it probably makes this check a good bit, right? 65% of the time. But yeah, let's see if we use this. I don't think it could be horrible to bet this spot. I don't know about 83 though.
Right. Yeah. Now that we've talked it out, I think 55.
Yeah. I mean, but
Yeah.
at the same time, like when you've had your thought process and you want like look at it. Look how much look it's not the
Yeah.
worst.
Still, right. The EV is similar.
It's
Yeah.
not like I know we want to be betting this board more so nowadays, like especially versus button flat. Like so you're not making a mistake. I think one thing I would think about is for what you're talking about trying to accomplish, you could probably do it for a bit less than 83 as well.
Cool. Okay. Yeah.
So and now you can go back
Right.
to, and you probably need, instead of a 50%, go have like a 55, 60% button, right? Like I have a 55 and a 67% button,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So yeah,
Right.
you can also accomplish the same thing with like slightly less than 83. And I think that's what the solver's kind of saying there.
Right. You don't have to risk so much to get it done.
Yep.
Kind of thing.
Just got it to fold. Beautiful, right? Like he's probably
Mm.
folding that same range, the king queens in that to like 55, 60, especially your opponents in game.
Right. Yeah.
They're
So you
probably going to
just.
overfold. You might,
Mm-hmm.
some guys are probably going to fold there for 30%. Like fold king jack, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, sweet. It is 1:22. Feels like a good time to segue into some of the post ups. Before we move on, is there anything that you guys had a question about? Quick little situation you want to look at, a report you want to quickly review here? Before we move on to post flops, pre-flop stuff. Nope. Small blind versus everyone else. No, we ain't doing that. We ain't going to that. Yeah, that's another day, another time. Getting into small blind is so much discussion. But yeah, because I just want to look at EP versus late position flat and kind of keep that kind of stuff in our mind before we and not incorporate something like small blind in there. That shit, yeah, small blind is crazy. It takes its own day. Cool. Let's go ahead and go straight to working on some asymmetric situations and get you guys better at the situations. Game type. So yeah, I think we do versus 3-bet. And then take any position where we've just been 3-bet and you've opened. And I also want to maybe get in 2 spots left. You're in the money and then you're on a money bubble. And you're going to have to distinguish and look at the table and decide as if you were actually playing poker, where are we in this tournament? Are we in the money or are we on the money bubble? We've been 3-bet. How does that change our range? So we're gonna add an extra layer to it. I know you guys are used to just playing one spot, but now you'll have to decide and be astute. Yawn again in this group and I ban you. Okay, B Money? That is highly disrespectful. No, I'm kidding.
What did I do?
That was
No,
me.
oh, that was you. Oh, get out of here, Joe. You get banned. I'm kidding. Fuck. Joey, come on, you yawning. Wake your ass up. Get in here.
Right, so
You open EP, got 3-bet by the BB.
on
You
the
are
bubble.
on. Yeah, I'm not going to be telling you guys if you're on a bubble or not. You have to pay attention.
All right, so what do we open here? Eights are near the bottom of the pairs that we open. I think this one probably folds.
Bottom of the pairs we open at this table, Joey? What in the wild with
On the
60
button.
bigs?
On the
Shit. We're in MP. I'm opening
We open fives and sixes are like the bottom.
fives. I mean, yeah, but this isn't near the bottom.
I didn't
thought
say
you
they were the bottom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I say. I'm
They're
opening
in the
fives.
bottom half of the pairs that we open.
Fair. So we're folding to this 3-bet. Let me see. Joey is out of there on the money bubble, not calling 3-bets. Pucks, you calling 3-bets?
Yeah, I
This
think we
deep
can call
effective?
this deep.
Call this deep.
We got the big stack.
Would you call the fives and the sixes though? Or are you calling all pairs?
Sevens is the bottom.
Sevens is the bottom. Beach, you agree?
Yeah, I think sevens, sixes might mix just because we are in position.
Folding. Yeah, my dumbass
Fives
would have
mix.
called. My dumbass would have called
wow.
every single pair
We're
like
not
this deep.
folding any of the pairs really.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, we're in position, so there's really not a reason.
It's enough to try to stack them, right? Like, yeah, people, especially people like 3-bet ace king, ace queen here, c-bet once and never double barrel when they don't have it. So I don't know, like, especially in the small states. Although I think that range is stronger, I think people just don't play as well. Like they're just 3-bet, c-bet, give up. Can't just blast off 1, 2, 3. They're on the money bubble. They're shook. They know they need to 3-bet. I don't know.
I've been doing so much cash, I'm out of practice with this now.
Understandable. All right. Call. And well, Snackful. Go ahead.
I can't see what the button has behind, but I don't think that we have enough. Like
Here, I'll do this for
this is
you.
near bottom.
He has 22 total.
Okay, so he has like 16 behind, 17 behind. I don't think that really matters, to be honest, because this is the fold.
What's the worst? Are you calling offsuit king jack, queen jack, offsuit jacks, offsuit queens? Are you calling king queen?
King queen, yeah. I'm not folding king queen. That
King
might.
jack.
I think king jack starts getting borderline.
Ace 10 offsuit.
Ace 10, I think, is close to king queen, king jack. So yeah, I think I'm ace 10. I think is going to mix.
Okay. Sebastian, where you at? It's good to like try to visualize our ranges in these spots and be prepared in game
But
for
we do have the largest stack, so we're going to have a wider range here.
exactly. And that's what I was gonna ask Sebastian about. If you're opening king 9, king 10 suited, king jack suited, and you face this 3-bet, what are you doing? Are you flatting those, sir?
Yeah, I would. I would.
Yeah, getting a reasonable price. Are you folding any suited king versus this 3-bet? Say you open king 5 suited, king 6 suited. Are you folding any suited king?
Yeah, probably from king 6, probably.
Yeah, just maybe folding the Pico bottom of it or the stone bot of the range and then calling the king 8 suited plus. Folding Puck says this might be the bottom and end there. Joey folding. But let's take a look. Everybody should be thinking about what you're doing in this spot and then seeing how you align with the solver. And there it is. Kind of surprising. It's 0 EV. It's not like we're losing. These are just 0 in position. I will say if this specific thing happens to you in game versus some unknown, it is probably nutted. Somebody actually does this that's not a solver nerd or something like that. Like it's giga nutted. Yeah, like look at the range for the solver even doing this. Aces and kings. But it's good to just if you do face it, what do we have to do versus it? You get blocking an ace and then everything else you're trying to crack aces. Damn, it's giving us some deep ass stacks. But I guess that's when we just face the most type 3-bets and stuff. Joe, you ever folding this suited king to this?
All right, so 8. All right, since we're so large, we're going to have a wider opening range. And we're going to have a wider calling range. I think king 8 suited might be mixing.
Okay. Mixing, call and fold.
It might. No. It might have a little bit of all it. No, it's too deep. No, never mind. Forget that with this hand. I think the all-ins might come from the lower suited aces.
I was literally are you reading my mind? I was gonna ask what you're doing with your ace four and ace five suited in this situation. And I want everybody who wasn't paying attention excuse me, to distinguish we're in the money for this specific situation. So 20 players left, 30 ITM. So if you have the ace four, ace five suited and you happen to be deep in a tournament like this, are you just going to have a flatting range versus most of your fields, or would you ever mix the raise with the ace four and ace five suited? His mic died. He gone. Calling here. Joey said he was folding.
No, I was gonna 50-50. It's gonna call some. I'll call here.
Well,
Oh, it's not
but
50-50.
one pip away from the 50-50. But it's nice. I like what you're thinking though, Joey. And here's our thoughts with the ace four and ace five. And the opponent dependent ones. When I asked the question about it, and I was just hoping someone would say, like, hey, it's gonna depend on the opponent a lot. But I mean, we're never folding it, right? Never folding. Ace 10 mixing fold. King Jack O mixing fold. Offsuit queens always playing suited nines. You guys are crushing it up there. I seen someone saying, hey, our suited nines are going to be in there. These are mixing fold as well. It's going to be an opponent. I probably always play these. They're fun to play. Suited connectors fun. Oh man, what are you doing here? Why are you showing us this? One more, Joy.
All right. Well, this is a fold.
King queen off. I'll ask you.
All right, all right, on the bubble. With a middle stack, so we're not going to be opening that wide. We're going to be a little bit tighter. So king queen off is going to have a decent amount of folding too. It might have some play.
Okay, so you're folding king
I
queen.
think I'm feeling borderline with king queen.
Cool. Let me see. Dan, what are you doing with ace queen O here? Got a mic, Dan? He gone? Or maybe you're in chat. Oh no, there it is.
Oh, can you hear me?
AFK. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Ace queen. Go ahead.
I would re-raise.
Go all in with the ace queen offsuit. How about ace jack offsuit?
Not with the ace jack offsuit because of the position. Sorry, no, not because of the position. Ace jack offsuit. Yeah, I'd re-raise the ace jack offsuit, definitely.
Whoa! Aggro. So he's all in with ace jack off, 4-bet jamming, a tiny 3-bet on the bubble with ace jack off. Solver, what do you say to that? No sirree. I even asked you about ace queen because nobody's 3-bet bluffing you.
Okay.
I would have gotten ace queen wrong too, though.
GG. Every
I thought
time. How
we were-
much infinite money have we lost? I folded it easy like last night to a 3-bet on it. You just have to, it's losing infinite in these spots. And I will tell you this right now, Joey. The people in the 16, 50, 10K, 7.5K, 5K on the bubble are not 3-betting your EP open from MP hijack small as a bluff ever. As we've got this deep in the tournament. I don't the hit histories that I see, the data that I have, it's just not 3-bet as a bluff enough.
Yeah, I mean, we got to realize we're also the shorter stack out of position. We can't call hardly anything. We just have to just run it.
Yeah, like ace jack, I mean, especially like ace jack has to be folded. I get like the ace queen off, like it's fine. We all made this mistake for so long, we run into it, it feels like a cooler. It's not a cooler anymore. It's an easy fold nowadays. No longer a cooler on money bubbles. This is going to make you a lot of money.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised to see ace queen suited only calls. Like I was trying to find a hand outside of aces that I would just call with. Everything else I'm playing, I'm
Well,
just jamming.
beats at the same time, like it's interesting, like it's showing like this king jack and even king queen suited, it's not loving. But look at your EV between both. It's printing more EV like than king queen ever does, even if you decide to mistakenly jam it.
Yeah,
It's making as much
because
EV as pocket tens. That's always jamming, even though if you mistakenly jam the ace queen, right? So
right.
it's never going to be a massive mistake, right? So yeah, this is the tough spot to be in on money bubbles. So suited
It's
tens,
just
queen jack, it's sad.
it's gonna be so hard to play this out of position this short.
Yeah, it's
So
practically like jacks
I'd
plus.
rather just jam it.
Jam ace queen? No, jam what?
Just anything that I'm gonna continue with.
Well, here's your range pre. Do
Actually,
you have?
I think
Right.
to be more honest, I think I probably fold king jack off in that spot instead of racing it.
Right.
I mean, I see it's in there now, but I would have tried to imagine the bottom of my range and cut off the bottom hands and
Well, see, that's the problem that you're if you start doing that too much, Joey, and this can become a long-term leak and something mentally that I've had to overcome in my career. Like you can comfortably say, I'm just gonna keep taking off the bottom of my range. Then you lose the bottom of your range and your range becomes too tight. And then you find out in these games when you open up the bottom of your range and you play more hands, people make mistakes. They overfold. They play like dog shit. You flop a good hand and make a lot more money in these spots. You don't lose as much as you gain. You're not playing against a solver. You're playing against humans. So I think you could be printing a reasonable amount of EVs at tables with these opens. And if you keep taking them out of your game because the solver says it's 0.1, you're missing opens. And not only that, like it's probably more profitable versus these people who make mistakes, especially at mid and low stakes.
yeah, but I don't have the access to this tool that you do all the time where you can study it over and over and over. I get
Well,
to
you don't
see
need access. I think if you looked at, oh, well, at these stack depths, you're saying. Well, at this
and
inflection points, like
like
I
what
see
I'm
them.
thinking in my head is that what's the bottom of the studied range I have, and suited jacks are like the bottom. So then I would take out like the queen jack, king jack from a range, and maybe the ace 10.
Well, I mean, without this tool, I would have a baseline relatively chip EV aggressive first in range and not change it, not tighten it too much when I have a stack, and then start condensing as I got more shallow. It's hard to visualize. Like I've been doing this for so long. But I feel like for you guys, like keeping up the first in aggression, which are offsuit tens and jacks first in, and your ace 10 off, all your suited aces, king 8, king 9 suited, just keeping consistent with that range is going to be the best for you in your games. Sweet. How many hands was that? 4. Let me see. Who do we need to call on? Thank you, Joey. Make sure we
Thank you.
get nah, you the man, bro. Let's go with Skate or Die. You still out taking a walk, brother? You around?
Back home.
All right, he's back home and ready to get better. So you raised the pocket fours and you've been 3-bet. What are we doing?
This is just a pure call.
Your call, he says. Shee. Are you calling every pair? So if you are you opening pocket deuces? First question. And if you did open pocket deuces and get raised, would you be calling all pair, that pair?
It's a good question. At this stack depth, I mean, I kind of don't like set mining with these small pairs. So, well, as played, I think I called. So, yeah, if I'm calling with this, I'm calling with everything else, and that might, looking back, that might be a mistake. I think we need to be maybe more 80 big blinds deep or something like this.
So you want to be deeper to call with every pair. What I didn't also hear you mention we're in the money of this tournament. Does that, like, do you think we should have a more condensed range versus 3-bet versus big blind there? This is 3-bet big blind, BB's 3-bet range as well.
Yeah, I don't think we don't have to be as kind of tight, you could say, so to speak, but big blind, yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, I see
You
some
said
people
call first. You said call.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's fine. But you don't have twos and threes. My aggressive ass at the low stakes is I'm opening at most, sometimes maybe not twos if anybody behind me is kind of 3-betty, but if anybody is just empty chairs or they're not, I don't recognize they're being aggressive, I'm definitely opening. Being much wider than this first in. Oh, that's versus 3-bet. Yeah, this is your opening range, ace 5 O plus in this spot. All suited aces, all suited kings, all suited suited sevens, suited connectors, 5, 6 plus, and then offsuit nines. But yeah, it's fine to call here. It's not horrible. So not bad skate. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Ass is just getting 3-bet. Calling 5s and 4. Why is it tough? Beats.
Okay,
Do we
I'm still
not?
up.
Wait a minute, Beats. Do we not understand that people literally 3-bet, C-bet, and then check, give up? Way more than they should.
No, I was in like fives. I know are a pure call. Fours are where it's like, should we call this or not? And it was mixing 50-50 with fours. So
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in game when I'm kind of deep like that, if the guy
in
has
game,
over
I
a
probably
10,
just plink call.
but I'll be honest, like depending on what the tournament is, I think another way to see it is like if these guys are under 7%, you got 100 hands, he's
Oh, yeah.
6 or 7%. Like, is it worth like his range is
Yeah,
already giga tight? I've already been aggressive. I know I've been aggressive in these spots, and people are gonna try stuff versus me. Right.
Yeah,
So
if
I'm just
he's
gonna defend.
yeah, if he's giga tight, then yeah, no, fours aren't tough. Then it's an
Yeah.
easy fold.
Yeah, fair.
If it's a normal player, then that's where it gets like, and
Right.
just roll it and see what it comes up.
Sorry, Skate. You ever folding? Hell no, you're not folding. Are you raising? Or are you just pure calling?
Good question. I think it's this combo. I mean, me in game, I'm probably just pure calling if I'm seeing
Okay.
this players doing this often, and yeah, I could see jamming.
And by raising, do you get called by a worse hand? Do you get worse to call, worse to fold, and better to call?
I think you do. You can get worse to call some portion of the time, with like, well,
Flips.
Yeah, mostly flips. Yeah, correct.
Flips. Kristen, you said raise, so you'd be all in here at some frequency. You said it. I see it in chat.
Yeah. I was thinking because if you do raise or jam because he's so short and it's on the money or it's in the bubble, on the bubble, could be, you can get a lot of, it put a lot of pressure on him to fold, like suited aces and stuff like that.
Oh, so any suited ace 3-bet bluff, you get those to fold. You get him to fold out any offsuit aces that have good equity, the ace 10s, the ace jack, the 3-bet not all in, that can't call the shove.
Right.
I can kind of see some logic behind some of his range that has 3-bet, that has good equity versus you here. But this hand feels like it's reasonable to play in position and keep in worse king. Some of those worse hands, King X, Queen X, we run decent equity versus ace X. So
That makes
Molten
sense,
wants
yeah.
to call. Skate was calling. Kristen all in. Who's right? All in. Ooh, everybody's right. And this is why poker is beautiful. Mixing.
I knew I saw that once on a solver to shove it. So that's
Yeah.
why I was like,
And honestly, like looking at it, the king jack, the king tens as well, boys. All in. You got fives through jacks calling. Look at jacks calling. Ain't nobody in this room. 75% of you guys, if not all you guys, are jamming jacks to this. I'm jamming tens to this way too much in jacks. Beats. Keep it on. Be honest, brother.
Be honest, jacks are in there. I'm just going with it. I mean, yeah.
I mean, to see this,
Jacks.
I mean, I study this. I've been doing these for months, a year. I've been like kind of working with ICRA, and these kind of things, you learn something new every day. It's always shocking, like to see this spot and then know I'm just cat jamming 100% of the time when I get 3-bet here with jacks.
I mean, to be honest, tens are going to be hard not to just cat jam.
Oh,
Depending
poker's
opponent.
honest.
I mean, tens are
Dude,
going to
it's not
depend
even
more on
dependent
opponent.
opponent. I would talk myself into a jam versus a 3-bet 100% of the time. So funny.
Yeah.
Queen Jack and Queen 10, you're not finding skate. Yeah, these mixing these shams. It's so nasty. But let's see. You see this range, and then you think about how your opponents are approaching it, right? Here it is. I'm sorry, make it. So offsuit aces are a heavy region of 3-bet here. They're 3-betting a lot of offsuit aces, and then the goods, some suited kings, jamming on you with some suited aces, pairs, suited. This is tough. Beautiful. But I like how this hand, you can go either way and it's opponent dependent. Go ahead, Skate. We got like 2 hands left before I have to start wrapping it up before my 2 o'clock.
Okay, I think we could
Exactly.
fold this. Oh, excuse me, let me see. Yeah, I think we could probably fold mostly.
Mostly folding. Okay. What are you doing with your suited tens? Queen 10 suited, king 10 suited, ace 10 suited. You're folding those.
No.
Okay.
No, queen 10, no.
Nope. Just straight up no. How what are you doing with your ace 4 and ace 3, ace 4, ace 5 suited?
Mm. I'll call ace 2
No,
through
not even ace 2. Just give me ace 4 and ace 5 suited. What are you doing?
Yeah. That I could see calling with that, and
Okay.
I could probably those two. Yeah, I could see mostly calling with that. I think we're still too early to jam that. Might be wrong.
GG. I think I don't know. I'm not sure, but I would be GG with ace 4 and ace 5 suited.
Maybe we do jam those. I'm not good with those low suited aces. Yeah.
This is yeah, I'm here to help you. This is where we get better. So folding the suited 9, are you folding king 9 suited? Or is it just suited 10s versus this 3-bet? Be honest, you can be quick. Come on. Yes or
King
no?
9, I would have a hard trouble. Probably not. No.
Fold?
King 9 suited, I would probably call. Fold this. Yeah.
All right, and one last. Sebastian, how you doing, brother? You still here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Give me your opening range. Start with what's the worst? I'll ask you, what's the worst offsuit ace you would open here?
Suited ace, probably
Offsuit. What's the worst
suited ace.
offsuit? Yeah.
A7.
Okay, ace seven off. How are you opening every single suited ace?
No, but I probably could. But
Which yeah,
in
go ahead.
game, I would do like ace 5 suited.
Okay, and this is why we're here to work on these ranges. How about are you opening offsuit tens or offsuit jacks? So king 10 off, queen 10 off, jack 10 off. Are you opening all those?
Yeah, I'm opening all those.
Okay, and suited kings.
Nothing here?
What's the worst suited king you open?
King 7.
Say I did. You should be opening way more suited aces, for sure. All of them, sir. You said ace 7. I don't hate the aggressive mistake in these games. Don't hate it at all. Fuck it, open it. Ace 8 O plus, king 4. So you said king 7. We bit few pips there. And then I'm glad we said we're opening the offsuit tens. That's very good. And yeah, 4s plus. Queen 9 is in there. So let's see if we're folding. So what that means, we're folding out most of these and calling suited tens is what Skate's saying. And suited tens even folding. Sir, save yourself more money in the future. Look at this. And Skate, I was trying to lead you. I literally was leading you here. Cat jam.
Yeah, it's a pattern, huh?
Yeah. Get 3-bet here. This you need an opportunity. You're looking to get more aggressive in poker. You open in MP late position. You've been 3-bet cat jam. These late position opens with your suited ace X. Obviously, you have your good value range in there. You know what to do with this, the good shit. You need some 4-bet bluffs. You can't run 3 and 4% 4-bets and stuff. We need to be more aggressive. This is where we do it. Ace 4, ace 5. Some of these pairs as well. So cool.
Okay. Yeah, and suited tens is probably it's not the bottom of their 3-bet. Well, it's probably is the bottom of the button 3-bet range, right? So that's probably why we don't call that as much now looking.
This is their
Or no,
3-bet range. It's damn strong, son.
strong.
And then these bluffs. But yeah, I have to start
Okay.
wrapping it up. I gotta make it to a meeting in like 5 minutes. But yeah, did anyone have any final thoughts, questions, or anything before we get out of here? Nope. Cool. I'm glad. I hope you guys enjoyed the session. I always try to keep it fresh, mix it up with situations I think that'll help us in games, some stuff we should keep it, be aware of. So next week, I'll try to keep it fresh, mix in another situation that I think we should be thinking about. And yeah, if you guys need anything, let me know. If you guys do enjoy these sessions, make sure to let PC know so we can keep doing these. It's important. But yeah, guys, good luck, and I will see you guys on the street tonight. Peace out. Oh, GPT, you got to post the last replay. I didn't know that. Cheers, guys. Take care.